I feel sorry for y'all because I don't even have to go back to school, man. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Dante. I'm here with...
It's Bree.
She's back. And I guess better than ever. Man, y'all know what time of year it is, yo. It is back to school season. How are you feeling?
Let's not talk about it.
I think it's perfectly fine. I don't have to go back to school, man. I'm a college grad, so I figured I might as well give you guys some advice, and I'd just like bring Brie along for the ride too.
Hello.
She's going back to school tomorrow.
I am.
I know a lot of y'all don't go back to school till September. It's like smack in the middle of August right now. Some of y'all just started, some of y'all are about to start, so, you know, I figured, why not give you guys some advice? All grade levels.
Everybody.
So we're gonna start this thing off with elementary school kids. She loves elementary school children, so I used to teach it, but apparently she knows it all.
I really don't.
So
I did not say that.
Take it away.
So I think that elementary school is the time to really like get your habits ready for everything else that's to come, because it's gonna just get so much more intense than you could possibly ever imagine. So make sure you're eating breakfast. I think that's really important.
Breakfast is so important, man. I didn't eat breakfast like that in elementary school.
And look how he turned out.
I turned out just fine. Eat your breakfast though, in all honesty. And make sure that you love recess and take it in as often as you can, even though you have it every day.
Away.
It goes away really fast. And you don't even really realize it.
Yeah. I would also say, like, just with those habits, like, make sure you're doing your homework. You don't really have as much homework as you're gonna have in the future.
I think you guys still have to get it signed by your parents too, so it wouldn't be a good idea to not do your homework.
That's a thing?
Yeah, you never got your homework signed?
No.
Like you never had to do like a signed reading and all that?
No.
Where did you go to elementary school? For all my kids that have to actually do their homework on like some people.
I did my homework though. I just didn't have to get my parents like
I don't even want to have this argument right now.
Okay.
Honestly. Whatever. Yeah, do your homework, eat your breakfast, make all the friends that you can, enjoy recess while you have it, respect your teachers, don't get suspended for something stupid, don't disrespect your teachers, and don't go to the principal's office. Although the principal really loves you. I don't think my teachers or like principals knew me for anything bad that I did. I was a good kid, I never got in trouble, you know? I mean, my principal knew me because I had good grades and stuff, like I had principal's awards and all that.
I didn't know my principal like that until maybe like high school.
Were you a troublemaker?
Of course. I was a class clown, I'll be real. I was a class clown.
You're still a clown.
I am, maybe. I like didn't get into like lots of trouble though. Like I was really smart. So I would be in like the top classes and stuff, but like I was definitely like of the funnier people in those classes, and I wasn't disruptive, but I would cause a little commotion sometimes.
When I got older, I was definitely disruptive. I had all the bad influences.
We're not there yet.
I mean like 5th grade older.
Oh, never mind. Over there.
You know, I have the bad influences. Don't let your bad influence friends like actually influence you and get you in trouble.
Don't do that.
Like,
that's advice right there. Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't
get a good night's sleep too. That's really important.
They kind of have to go to bed early because
like,
they wake up early too.
Get good sleep habits because it's gonna get harder. It's gonna get harder.
5th graders, do your best this year. It's a very, very important year. Middle school.
It's an awkward time for everybody, I think, at some point.
I think middle school was probably my favorite out of like all
Really?
school. Yeah, I loved 8th grade more than anything.
8th grade's a good year though.
That was where I had the most fun. I mean, 6th grade was a lot different for me because I moved to like a different school. If you guys are moving schools and stuff, just try to make all the friends that you can wherever you go. Friends, it's so important, like through grade school. I think when you get older, it's not that important.
But it's still nice to have friends.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It'll help you. It helps a lot to keep a good social life. But don't let it distract you from your studies, because then that's not good.
I think you're kind of shocked whenever you go into 6th grade though, because all you're used to is the people that you went through elementary school with. Now you're combining elementary schools into that one middle school.
So many people.
And it's kind of overwhelming, all the new friends that you're probably gonna make. Unless you're not social.
I'm not social. And I remember like my first day of 6th grade, I was terrified. I remember sitting on the steps in my kitchen, literally like shaking, waiting for the bus.
Because your first day?
Yeah, I was so scared because I had never
God.
We had only lived in Georgia for 2 years, so I had just done 2 years of elementary school, and then I was going to this new middle school, and I was like, what's middle school? I don't know. But it was terrifying for me. It was totally fine though when I got there, and like it's really cool honestly, because you get a little more freedom, and you have classes that are actually like individualized.
This is true.
So like you get to like commute to class, if you will, which is nice.
It's a lot different than elementary school though.
It's very different, very much so. A little bit more work because like your classes are split up.
A lot of bit more work.
So you have like social studies and science and reading, and so you have like more homework because
I had like, you rotate classes like in elementary school, but not like you do in middle school.
Really?
And
I don't think I rotated in elementary.
when I was, yeah, I mean, like I had like 4 different teachers in 5th grade.
We just had math, and then like everything else was with like one other teacher.
Yeah, when I moved to 6th grade from 5th grade, I had like 6 or 7 different teachers.
Yeah, that was middle school. I had like 6 or 7.
But then when I got to like 7th grade, when I went back to Georgia, because I lived in New Jersey when I was in 6th grade,
Oh, okay.
I had only 4 teachers, and that was a lot.
Oh.
That was a lot better for me because I had way too much going on in 6th grade.
It's
way
like,
too
well, because
much.
like, I guess, did you do like block schedule then when you got back here?
Yeah.
See, I didn't do, in middle school I had, I guess it's period schedule, that's what they call it, where you have like 6 or 7 classes for the whole day, and so each class is like 50 minutes. So it's a lot, because you move around a lot, and that's a lot of classes, like a lot of classes.
What was your favorite year in middle school? Like I said, 8th grade. That was the first year I played football. I made the most friends that year. I was the biggest class clown in 8th grade too. I think in almost all my classes.
I feel like it has to be 8th grade, because that's when I really realized I liked choir. And that...
Is that kind of what you do now?
It's literally what I do now.
Yeah.
Except not in a group setting by myself. But, but 8th grade was probably my... it was just such an interesting year. I also like, I had the opportunity to go to like a magnet program for performing arts.
Yeah.
And I didn't go, I didn't do it. And I don't know, I always kind of like, I wonder what would have happened if I had done it.
So that's great advice. Take every chance that you can when you're in middle school.
Because you don't want to look back and be like, I wonder what would happen.
Yeah, because I wish I played football earlier, you know? That's the one regret that I have. But I started in 8th grade, it didn't turn out too bad. I mean, it was still kind of hard. But as I got older, it got better.
You did alright, I think.
I think I did okay. Alright, so overall, middle schoolers, make the most friends that you have. Make the most out of every opportunity that you... Did I say that right?
Yeah, make the most of every
opportunity.
Yeah.
Make as many friends as you can. What else?
But stay focused.
And listen to your teachers, man. They obviously have been through it. You're not going to want to do everything that your teachers say. I mean, that's really any grade. You're not going to want to do your work, but you got to do it. You know what I mean? Grades are important in middle school. And it's a lot different than elementary school, for sure. Well, I guess the hard part of the conversation. High school.
Whew. Boy.
My first 2 years of high school, I feel like I still acted like a middle schooler because the only thing I cared about was friends, and I gotta tell you, that was probably my biggest regret because my grades weren't the best.
Yikes.
I had like C's all day throughout high school.
Ooh.
And I'll be honest with you guys, listen to your teachers when they say that your GPA follows you for probably the rest of your life, because it affected me as an upperclassman. Like my freshman year, I think I had like 2 or 3 C's. And it was the hardest thing to get my GPA back up.
Once you get those like lower grades, like
it's really
they mess it up, right?
Okay, so I guess my advice to any high school, I don't care if you're a freshman, and I guess I can get more grade specific here in a minute, but overall, high school, you have to focus on your grades, especially if you're an athlete. Especially if you're an athlete. Football, more specifically, because number one, they're gonna run you till you puke if you fail a test. Well, where I came from, if you fail a test, if you have a really bad grade in a class, because God forbid you fail a class, you'll probably get kicked off the team.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't play any sports in high school.
I didn't, but I think with that, like, if you're, like, high school is a time where you have to, like, not have to, but you really should get involved with, like, extracurricular activities.
No, I'm gonna say have to, because I mean,
if you're looking to go to a college, you have to.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be on your
not resume.
transcript.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was about to say resume. Yes, the
but
adult
like,
life is
if
pretty-
you're
it's rough.
if you're looking to go to college, like those things, or even if you're not looking to go to college and you want to go to the workforce, like doing those extra things outside of school and keeping those good grades is what's gonna set you like apart from other people. Because like literally, there's so many people who want to do the same things as you, and that's I think high school is that time where you realize like you're growing up and like you have to kind of figure out what your next steps are, and then you realize like there's kind of a lot of competition for the same positions. And like I think joining those teams, like doing sports and like, you know, extracurriculars kind of gets you in that mindset and gets you prepared to like fight the fight.
I'm only laughing because I hated listening to that advice in high school. I literally only cared about football and my friends like the first 2 years. I got so caught up in having friends that I actually took my junior year off of football and just kind of took time to myself. I mean, like I wanted to get my grades up and Guys, don't do high school like I did, please, because I still to this day talk about it, and
He does.
it's not ugly. I mean, I liked high school. I just didn't do it properly. Don't ever think that your GPA is a reflection of your intelligence. Your GPA is a reflection of your work ethic and how you can balance everything.
Yeah.
Because high school, some high schools have like 4 classes. I had 6 or 7. You know,
I had 4.
No wonder why you had good grades.
Or maybe, I don't know. I was a while
like
ago.
having to wake up that early, do workouts, have practice, do all those classes, and you can't eat throughout the day. You know what I mean? And you want to balance like a social life, your sports, all that stuff. It's not easy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school. Don't overthink it. It's just a reflection of your work ethic and how you can balance life, and that goes for really any grade, freshman to senior. And seniors, man, I feel the worst for you guys if you don't have a plan. Because when I was a senior and I was about to graduate, it was the worst feeling. I can't really have this conversation without talking about college students, because the end of high school and college kind of does go hand in hand.
They're literally like one.
And you know, just I wanted to go to so many other schools, so many other colleges, but I couldn't because I didn't have the grades, and I didn't even have the athletic ability. I was fast, but I was so small. And on top of that, my grades weren't the best. They were like genuinely average.
Yeah.
It's like a 2.7 GPA or something like that. I mean, I was flat out average. You know.
Yeah.
If you want to
I think too, though, like, if you can, like, if you're looking for college, take your SATs, ACTs as early as you can, so you can take them multiple times. If you're gonna do like AP exams, I literally don't do AP. Dual enroll. If you're thinking of college and they try to get you to do the AP classes. If you really want AP, do it, but dual enrollment I think is 10 times better. It's way less expensive, and it's way more likely to count for college credit once you get to college, whereas AP exams, like, you have to get a certain score on the test for it to count, and only certain schools accept certain scores. Don't do it, it's a scam.
I didn't know anything about that stuff because I just took regular old classes, maybe like an honors class or 2. That was really it, yo. I didn't want to handle the workload, man.
They're a lot.
I was just lazy in high school, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I cared so much about football and friends. I didn't care about anything else.
I think, yeah, you can't bring that laziness with you to college, though.
I'm telling you guys,
really can't.
I graduated college with a really high GPA, and looking back on it, I gotta tell you, I don't know what I was thinking, genuinely. Like, my work ethic changed like tenfold getting to college. I think high school is mainly balance.
Yeah.
Don't let, we didn't even talk about peer pressure.
Oh.
Golly.
Don't listen to your peers.
Well, listen to your peers if they're good peers, you know, but obviously if they're influencing you to do certain things that you know you shouldn't be doing at your age, obviously don't do it.
Just use your head.
I mean, seriously, because you're gonna pick those habits up and they could honestly follow you for the rest of your days, man, if you allow it to.
And you don't want that.
Especially if you're an athlete, especially if you're somebody that has like really good grades. You don't want bad influences to take that away from you, man. Because that could be the one and only chance that you have at what it is that you love.
Yeah.
You know, next thing you know, you could get yourself in a lot of trouble. Now you can't go to the college of your dreams. Don't let anybody let you guys think that who you are in high school is who you're gonna be for the rest of your life.
It's not true.
As an athlete, as a scholar, just as a person. The most important thing is understanding yourself.
Yeah.
Simply put. I mean, I guess that's really it, guys.
I think, so maybe like this will be a good like transition, but I think applying to college was also something that I was not ready for at all.
It's a long process.
It's expensive too.
And depending on who you are, depending on where you apply to, guys, it makes all the difference. Like if you're going to a D1 college, those transcripts are probably, or those applications are gonna cost a lot more than
they are.
Your regular old community college.
And if you're applying to like 10 schools, like that, it adds up very quickly.
So my first year of college was probably the worst year I think I've had throughout school, period. It was a new experience for me. I didn't go to college away from home. I like went to a college that was like 15-20 minutes away from my house. I hated it because there were so many other schools that I wanted to go to that I couldn't go to because I didn't get accepted to them, you know? And already that like shot down my confidence completely, and it took a toll on who I was in the classroom. And this was like the first year, God knows how long, that I didn't really have football in my life. So I was just caught up in the wrong thing, like friends again, you know? I never did like bad things. I just kind of stayed at home. I was on my phone all the time when I should have been studying, should have been doing my homework, all that.
I don't know, my first year of college was very different than yours.
Lucky you.
I got into the school I wanted to go to. I went, I lived on campus my first year.
Believe it or not, that's rare, guys.
I moved, so I was living by myself. I had a roommate. I've had roommates all my years of college and probably will have roommates for years to come because rent is expensive. But I moved out of my parents' house, so I was living on my own for the first time ever.
Was that scary?
It was scary, but I think having a roommate made it kind of like nice knowing that we were both in the same situation.
Did you know your roommate?
I did not know my roommate. I didn't know the name of my roommate until 2 weeks before move-in. She was completely random. She wasn't the girl I had been planning to live with. I was gonna be living with a friend of mine, and that falls through. And that's, I think, a good point to mention is like a lot of your high school friends that may be going to the same college as you
might not be your friend.
You won't be friends. You probably won't.
I'm not gonna say you won't be, but it's, you know, people grow apart, guys. That's one really big piece of college advice that we need you guys to understand. Huge. You're gonna make new friends, and
Lots of them.
I think college friends are going to be. I don't want to this might be a stretch. But it's more likely for college friends to be lifelong friends rather than other friends that you've had in the past, you know? Well, I'm talking to college students, so obviously they understand credits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to transfer to another school, but I needed 30 credits and a specific GPA to get there. This is so embarrassing to even talk. Well, it was embarrassing to talk about at the time.
It's fine.
Now I can talk about it, whatever. But I went to a community college right down the street from my house, and I had 31 credits by the end of that year. And I needed a 2.0 GPA to transfer to the school that I wanted to go to, which was 45 minutes to an hour away from where I live right now. And I barely had it. I had a 2.3 GPA with 31 credits. I was like, all right, thank God. I eventually got accepted to that school. Transferred, and long story short, that year, I completely turned it around. I went from a 2.2 GPA to literally that next year a 3.8. Transferring, I don't necessarily recommend it, but if you have to do it, do it. I applied to so many schools. I have all these letters on my wall right now, and eventually I did all of that stuff, but it took a lot of hard work, and I think that's the biggest thing in college.
Yeah.
I said it about high school, but I emphasize it in college because this is your real sense of reality. This is a reflection of your closest reflection of who you're gonna be in your future, and I mean, I guess that's really the only way that I can say it.
Yeah.
But if you wanna,
I just would say too, don't get discouraged by rejection letters. I guess that's another thing too, though. College, you have a major.
Oh God.
Which is very different.
This is also something I don't recommend. Speaking of majors.
Yeah.
If you don't like your major and have to change it,
get out.
I don't necessarily recommend it. I stuck with my major.
I've stuck with one of my majors.
See. Also, dual majoring is a lot harder, guys. You have to rack up on those credits, and it's required that you have more credits too. It's not easy, guys.
If you're gonna do a double major or a dual major, I would try to find something or two things that are kind of related, and if they're not, that's cool, but
you gotta make sure that you love what you do.
You're gonna be at school for 6 years plus, so just
I was gonna say 5, and guys, if you have to stay an extra year in college, man,
it's fine.
I think the hardest part about college for me was finances.
Oh, college is expensive, and you're gonna be broke. You're not gonna, because you don't really have time to, you can work a little job here and there, but
I was blessed enough to not have to, do all that.
It also depends on what's your response, because I don't know, some people have their parents pay for their schools.
If you know what I'm saying.
Right, if you have scholarships, that's cool. If you have loans and stuff, that's cool. If your parents are paying
loans
for you,
are not cool, man.
I mean, they're not cool at all. They're really not cool. But if that's what you got to do it.
Do it.
Okay. But if you're paying for everything out of pocket, that's very stressful, and you're not gonna have time to really work enough hours during a school year, especially for full time, to really make enough money to really do anything for real with it.
That's what I'm saying. If y'all gotta go to a smaller college before you go to the college of your dreams,
get your gen eds done.
Do that. Save up as much as you can. Get a decent paying job. Save up as much as you can. I know that they're not gonna get the best job though, because they're not credible, or they don't have their degree and all that.
You have a diploma.
And a lot of people, believe it or not, don't. There are people out there that get their GEDs. It's okay. But your professors are anything like mine, and they teach you how to do your resume. The first thing that they tell you to put on your resume is your GPA.
Yeah. I don't put my GPA on my resume.
I do, and proudly.
They don't need to know.
Yeah, that's not high school me. My high school GPA.
But our majors are very different too. So I feel your major actually your GPA matters for you. I'm a music major.
I was criminal justice, so
they don't care about my academics.
And honestly, I don't even feel like doing criminal justice stuff anymore. I just want to be an educator, maybe, but
I don't really know what I'm doing, so
to do your best, man. If you have to change some things up, please, again, this peer pressure thing, I think you're gonna see it the most in college.
Yeah, it's
especially
worse.
if you're away at college, because your parents aren't there to judge your every move, and you're making new friends that are probably already ahead of you with really bad habits. They're gonna try to influence you, and I don't care who you are. They're probably going to try to influence you, and if you let that into your head, they're gonna get into your head. You know what I mean? But all jokes aside, guys, keep your heads on straight. Stay focused on your major, on your schedule, your classes. If you guys work and go to school, kudos to you, man. Like, I tip my hat to y'all because, man, I tell you, that work, school stuff is... Don't let anybody else pick your major for you, guys. You have to pick what it is that you want, because this is what you're potentially going to do for the rest of your life. Unless you want to go back to college and pick another major just so you can go through with that, but I wouldn't recommend that either, because that's more money, and
it's 4 years.
Nobody,
like...
if you got the money and you got the time, by all means, you do that. But
send some money my way.
Long story short, follow your dreams. It's totally worth it.
It is.
Whether it's your major, your job, you chasing a sport, or all the above, chase your dream.
Chase a rabbit.
You won't regret it. All right, guys,
That's it for this back to school advice video. Yep.
All right, well, y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about the video. If you guys want any more advice from me or Bree, please pick me. Bars.
Bree. Still rhymes.
Just drop some ideas and so on in the comments.
Please.
We love you guys. We'll catch y'all in a bit. Peace.